Hello everyone, welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. In this one, we are going to be talking about karma. Because the narcissist did all of these things to you. And it just seems like they've gotten away with it. It's like nothing is happening to them. And of course, it must be very confusing for you. Because it's like, how could they do these things and then just get away with it? Why isn't anything happening to them? Why are they not getting their karma if karma is real? Why does it look like they're just moving on without you? They're happier, they're doing better, they're living their best lives. They've got all of these things happening in their lives. They're flaunting their new source on social media. And yet for you, you're miserable, you're hurt, you're upset, you're going through it. You just feel like they've just tossed you aside, discarded you like you're nothing, like you never even existed, like you never meant anything to them, like you're just garbage, you're nothing, you're just nobody in comparison to the energy and the vibes, everything that's being put out by the new sources of the narcissist. So you wonder, how is this possible? Why is the narcissist not getting their karma? And that's why I decided to create this video, to let you know that in fact, believe it or not, despite what you're seeing, the narcissist is actually getting their karma right now. Believe it or not. Yes, they're already getting their karma. I know it may not look like it. It may look like they're getting everything they wanted. But in fact, that is their karma as well. Even though it may not look like it, that's actually a part of the problem. And you got to think, all of the things that they did to you, they devalued you, they insulted you, they put you down, they made you feel like you're nothing, like you're nobody, like you're just garbage, like you just don't even exist, you don't even matter to them. There's just so many better things than you. They'd rather just do anything other than even talk to you now. And they just give it the silent treatment. It's like you're not even there. Discard you. Triangulate you with the new source. Or, I don't know, if the narcissist you're dealing with is particularly attractive, they may have multiple new sources. They might have 5. If they're very attractive, they may have 10. And if they're like, I don't know, like a Greek god or something, they might have 50. Who knows, you know? Narcissists these days, some of them, they have a harem garage. Others, they have like a whole car dealership. The car showroom. And of course, it just makes you feel like you're nothing now, you're insignificant. It's nobody. And I get that, and I'm very sorry that you feel that way, that you're having to go through this. But what you need to understand is that these things that they're doing, that they did to you, do you think a happy person would do those things? Do you think a happy person would treat you that way? Just overlook you, neglect you? Do you think a happy person would do that? Of course not. They wouldn't. A happy person is going to want you to be happy. And if you are, they're going to be happy for you. And they're going to treat you right. They're going to treat you with love and respect. If they are happy with themselves and their own lives, if they love and respect themselves, then as within, so without. And how we treat people is a direct reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And that's how you should know that yes, the narcissist is getting their karma right now. And in fact, they were getting it before. Yes, karma is tearing that ass up. And it has been. And you can see that just by observing the things that they have been doing to you, how they've been treating you. Because if karma wasn't getting to them, you really think they'd be doing that? Of course not. If they were happy, if they were in a good mood, if things were okay for them, they wouldn't be so worried about you. They'd be too busy enjoying their happiness. Of course, I had to put you down. I had to make you feel miserable because they're just projecting these things onto you. They're deflecting their shame. But I know how it might look. You see the narcissist move on. It's like they can just leave you behind and forget about you so easily. And then they're flaunting their new source on social media, making it look like they never needed you. You never meant anything to them. Like they can just forget you so easily. But you have to remember that it's all an orchestration. It isn't real. They know how to plan and coordinate the elements of a situation to produce their desired effect. Because when they do that, they put these silly pictures up and it looks like they're smiling, they're laughing, they got their arms around each other, they're having a good time. Maybe they're at the beach, or they might be at the pub. They could be anywhere. But whatever it is, they're making it look like they're having a great time without you. And all that's meant to do really is it's intended to hurt you. And maybe the news source was aware of you, and it's also meant for the narcissist to show their allegiance to the news source by posting it up on social media, knowing that you're going to see it. It's kind of funny when you think about it. It's like they do this to like kind of prove their loyalty to the news source. When it's like, hold on a minute, how is that loyalty? They just abandoned you. They just completely betrayed you. So what has that got to do with loyalty anyway? And that's how they think. That is how they think. They're getting it right now. They are. They're getting their karma. Just look at how they've been treating you. That tells you everything you need to know. I've said it before. How a person treats you is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. A happy person is not going to seek to intimidate, harm, or try to destroy you, or to do anything negative to you. Positive, happy people do not engage in negative behaviors. That's something that negative, miserable people do. As within, so without. They're miserable. That's why they want to treat you that way. They want to make you feel bad about yourself. They want to make you feel small. Because that's how they felt around you. They felt inferior to you. They felt like they weren't good enough for you. Apple juice. Still some left, but I just can't get it out. That's enough. But yeah, all the time when they were devaluing you, they felt like they weren't good enough for you. Many of you didn't even see it, you didn't even realize it, but that's actually how it was. I've said it before. The victim initiates the devaluation. They don't just go to devalue you for no reason. It's just after a certain amount of time, because of their disorder, their dysfunction. They can't just be normal. They can't function in normal environments. So because of that, they slip up, their mask slips. They say or do something stupid, and then you see it. You may not say anything, but they can read your facial expressions and they can see that you disapproved of something they said or did. And then they kind of turn against you then. May not happen overnight, but gradually they just don't see you the same way after they've seen that you've disapproved of their false self, which in their minds is meant to be perfect. So you just cause a narcissistic injury, and then they gotta go and devalue you. Because at that point, it's like they either choose you or their false self. And I can tell you that no narcissist is going to choose their source over their false self. If they did that, they wouldn't be a narcissist. They will always choose the false self. So if they say or do something and you disapprove of it, even if you don't openly say it, but they can tell, they can read your facial expressions, your body language, whatever it is, and then they know that you disapprove of it, they're going to turn against you, they're going to devalue you. And it's never going to be the same again after that, once you've caused that narcissistic injury. After that, it's all over. But that's how you know. From that point on, after the injury, they're just so miserable, so bitter, so angry. They're already getting their karma. And I think a lot of times the karma comes from them just having no empathy at all. Not trying to listen or understand you. Something that you may not approve of, and you may be justified in that. I mean, of course, we cannot just agree on everything. There's some things you might not like. And when that happens and it's time to talk and work things out, cooperate, understand each other. But with narcissists, what do? It's they sense that you disapproved of something. And it might not have been a big deal to you. You were okay, you still stuck with it. You were still okay with them. But they took it as something more. They felt offended by that. Because remember, they're easily slighted, easily offended and upset. So they took it as though, right, it's only a matter of time now. You're going to turn against them. You might even get rid of them. You're not happy with them anymore. So then they turned against you. Because they already sensed that maybe they were being rejected, even if that wasn't even the case. But whenever there's any kind of ill treatment, you just have to remember, would a happy person do that? No. Of course not. A happy person would not do that. They do these things because And also, they never really come to you and actually say what the problem was or what you were meant to have done wrong. Instead, they just become really passive aggressive. It's like they give backhanded compliments. Maybe they give you the silent treatment. There's always just some form of covert passive aggression. Instead of them just like coming to you and saying, okay, yeah, I didn't like this. Or I felt like you weren't happy with me, you disapproved of this. It's like they never want to talk about it. Because in a way, it's like they just don't even want to accept any flaws about themselves. Remember, they got this false self that they think is perfect. And if you don't see it the same way, then in their minds, something is wrong with you. That's just how they see it. I mean, the false self is not even for you anyway. It's just all about them. It's just something they use to get their needs met. It's not really meant to make you happy. Because think about it, if it was, and you disapproved of something about it, you think they would try to correct it instead of just completely turning against you. And that's how you know, even the false self, that's not even really for you. That's just to get their needs met. And you got to think as well, like, what kind of a person is a false self? Why can't they just be their natural selves? But that's the thing, they abandoned who they really are a long time ago. They felt like they weren't good enough. They created a false self. They're getting their karma right now. Many of you may not have believed it, but you're watching this right now, and now you're beginning to know, you're beginning to understand that yes, they are getting it. And you will know based on how they're treating you. Because a happy person is not going to treat you that way. They're just not going to do that. And especially when they discard you and they go off with a new source. I mean, you think if they're really happy and they're having a good time, they're really going to be thinking, oh yeah, let me just post these pictures with my new source on social media. Let me just do that. And just don't even worry about the person that I was just with. Don't even worry about how they feel about it. And they're just completely insensitive to your feelings. You really think a happy person is going to do that? I mean, just think about that. When people are actually happy, rather than and as opposed to suffering the effects of their karma, when people are actually happy with themselves and their lives, I can tell you what that will be like. A person who is genuinely happy with themselves and their lives, that type of person is actually going to be very empathic, very considerate of other people, and highly intuitive and aware of their perceptions and feelings. miserable people. They're of such a low level of awareness and consciousness. Those are the types of people where it's like they don't even know that you're there. They don't even think about you or care about you. They just move on, forget about you, find someone else. Completely insensitive to how you feel. Or they're deliberately trying to hurt you. Yes. That's what a miserable person does. So naturally, just think if that's a miserable person, of course the opposite is true for a happy person. A happy person is not going to try to hurt you. They're going to be aware of your perceptions, your feelings. So that's how you know that yes, in fact, they are getting their karma right now. That's how you know that they are getting it. As usual, a lot of weird troll comments going on in the background. I do my best to try and ignore them. But don't worry, soon enough, we're going to have a moderator on here. And there will be zero tolerance for any weird comments. I mean, it does kind of go well with the title of this video, of course, of what I've been saying. I mean, these trolls, they're just very miserable people. And that's really it. They just want to project their misery onto someone else. So they come into videos like this. And it's weird, I swear they're like waiting until I go live just so they can jump on here. It's like, you really have nothing else better to do with your life than to come onto videos that don't even concern you. It's like nothing to do with you. It's just so you can project your own misery. That's really sad when you think about it. But that's what they do, rather than me. All right, that's it for this one. Don't worry about the narcissist. They're getting their karma right now, trust me. Anyone who does hurtful things to you, they don't consider you. They could just overlook you, hurt you without a care. They're getting their karma right now. I can promise you they are. I'm a narcissist and psychology expert. I've been studying this every day for 6 years. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I can guarantee it. I can promise you. They're getting their karma right now. And they're going to continue getting their karma. And their shame is part of the shame-based disorder. That dictates that every thought, feeling, action, and behavior is the reason why they do everything that they do. And if somehow by magic, by like some kind of miracle, that they could remove the shame, you would actually see a very different person with completely different ways of thinking, feeling, acting, and behaving. They are that way because of their shame. That's why they're so miserable. That's why they're so hostile, unfriendly, malignant. That's why. So yeah, they are getting their karma right now. Just want you to know that. Just want to comfort you. Just want to let you know It's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to heal. You're going to get better. And for all of the suffering you've been through, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Your karma is waiting for you as well. Your good karma. Because you do not just suffer in vain. Everything you lost, that energy you gave out, it's going to come back. You're going to get that back, don't worry. Just be patient, it will come to you. Not only in this life, but in the next as well. So don't worry. We're all here together to support each other in this community. And I'm here for you always. If you found this video helpful, please hit that thumbs up button down below. Show your support. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. I read your comments every day and I try to respond to as many as I can. Hit the subscribe button and click all notifications so that you will be notified when I upload a video in the future. And if you would like to speak to me one-on-one, you can go to my website and book a one-on-one session with me there. It is narcsurvivor.co.uk. You can also follow me on Instagram and send me a message. I will respond. It is Narc Survivor YouTube. Thank you for the donation, Nubia Gold. I appreciate it. We do have a premiere beginning in 3 hours, so I hope you can join us there. Otherwise, I will speak to you in another live video around the same time tomorrow. So thank you all, and you all enjoy the rest of your day.